So, Michael Federal is a retired professional musician. He's toured all over the country, including in major cities such as New York and Chicago. He's performed with icons such as Bette Midler and Barry Manilow. He recently performed as a member of the Lenny Federal Band with his brother. He also received well wishes from his friend Joe Montana from Criminal Minds. Now, all the way from his house, Michael Federal.
Thank you, Stephanie. You moved this up, didn't you? Hi, guys. My name is Michael Federal. It says here I'm 77 years old. I do not believe that. Yeah, hear me all right?
I don't think you're coming through here.
All right, my dad, what? Oh, wait, that's why you can't hear me. Hang on. I made a mistake. I know this is hard to believe. So y'all couldn't really hear me, could you? All right, where was I? My dad loved to sing. That's written right here, so I know it's true. I learned to sing from my dad. He would. I'm one of 9 children. He loved Perry Como and Bing Crosby and these people, and he loved to sing. And we used to call him the whiskey tenor. Take a little sip, and yes, a little nip, and he loved to sing. And that's where I learned my love of singing was from him. And let me do this. I'm going to sing some more Irish songs for you later, but I'd like to start with a song I wrote, which mentions him. It's a beautiful little spot about an hour and a half from here. Lake Lure, one of the prettiest places I ever saw. It really is gorgeous. And this is about Lake Lure and a few other things thrown into it. My daddy used to tell me about Chimney Rock and swimming in the broad river when he was just a young boy. Mountain summers were pure joy. Now I'm sitting on a Lake Lure dock. I see the moon and it sees me shiver, and the mountains calling me. I hear the echo, and the mountains calling me. Well, these hills have seen centuries of kings and tramps, little folk in the Hickory Nut Gorge, hiding in a holler, and up on Bear Waller, talking drums from the Cherokee camps, a ringing anvil from a buffalo forge, and the mountains calling me. I hear the echo, and the mountains calling me. And I must go high in Carolina, high on Rumbling Ball, high in the Blue Ridge Mountain, near Hickory Nut Falls. I heard the mountain call me, yeah. Well, there's an old mama bear in a dumpster dive, passed out behind a cider mill, drunk as any drunk skunk. Them mashings make a soft bunk. The hootie owl and the coyote cry, calling out from the darkening hills, and the mountains calling me. I hear the echo, and the mountains calling me. Well, old ghosts go swimming in the bottomless pools. There morbid rumors in the old hotel. I thought I heard laughter, somebody running through the rafters. Undead roses for the newlywed goo. The honeymoon didn't go so well. Still the mountains calling me. I hear the echo, and the mountains calling me. And I must go high in Carolina, high on Rumbling Ball, high in the Blue Ridge Mountains, near Hickory Nut Falls. I heard the mountain call me, yeah. Well, my daddy used to tell me about Chimney Rock and swimming in the Broad River. 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 Thank you. Here's one we had a request for. This comes under the heading Inspiration. This is Van Morrison. Has certainly been an inspiration for me, and I've already had 2 requests for this song, so here we go. We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Ere the bonny boat was won, as we sailed into the mystic. Hark now, hear the sailors cry. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. When that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. When that foghorn whistle blows, I want to hear it. I don't have to fear it. No, I want to rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And magnificently we will fold into the mystic. When that foghorn blows, well, you know I will be coming home. When that foghorn whistle blows, I want to hear it. I don't have to fear it. No, I want to rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And together we will fold into the mystic. We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Ere the bonnie boat was won, as we sailed into the mystic. Ere the bonnie boat was won, as we sailed into the mystic. It's too late to stop now, yeah. Thank you very much. Van Morrison, Van the Man. Well, I told you about, I got a chance to go to Ireland with my daughter Caroline. Let me do the other one first. She went to school up at Appalachian. And there you go. And I got a bunch of friends up there, live around the Valley Crucis area. Beautiful area up there. And get together at least once a year. Pardon me, just a moment. Get to work. So we go up about once a year. We go up more than that, but had a gathering once a year up there, and so we used to take the back road. Anybody know where Old Mountain Road is? About a half mile that way, I believe, isn't it? Oh, that way. I know exactly where I am. Heading up to Boone, I'm gonna see her soon, up Old Mountain Road. I'm counting down the miles until I see her smile, up Old Mountain Road. Sure pretty round Taylorsville, the ridge runs and a rolling hill, up old mountain road. The higher as the road will rise, just thinking about her pretty blue eyes, up old mountain road. She'll be sitting round a campfire, she'll be waiting on me. Underneath the silver moon, I'm gonna see her soon, up old mountain road. A Blowing Rock, a boulevard, made me think of our old backyard. We had a great big pine tree. She climbed to the very top, and I thought my heart would stop, till she got down in one piece. Now she lives high in the pines, and she's always on my mind. Where the rhododendrons bloom, I'm gonna see her soon, up old mountain road. She is her daddy's girl, gonna see the whole wide world, wearing gypsy dancing shoes. My mountain girl up on the hill, just past old Shules Mill, I got the Valley Crucis blues. By fire and earth and wind and water, she is my favorite daughter. My only daughter, but hey, that counts. Emily's singing this tune, I'm gonna see her soon, up old mountain road. Well, she loves ancient ruins, I'm gonna see her soon, up old mountain road. Up old mountain road. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Really got to go. She went to school, when she left Appalachian, she went to London School of Economics, and she did very well. She did very well in school. She's doing very well right now. Except we got to go to Ireland. She was going to school, London School of Economics, and she said, come on, Dad, let's go to Ireland. I said, absolutely, I would love to. And anybody in here that's a little Irish, got a little Irish in them, you need to go see what's happening in Ireland. It is a wonderful, wonderful place. And the views and the vistas are gorgeous. And 40 Shades of Green, as Johnny Cash said. But it's more than that, too. The people there are just wonderful people. They really are. This came from... This is my travel log. We flew to Belfast, Northern Ireland, and then we drove across country to a place called the Giant's Causeway. Now, the Giant's Causeway has some wonderful lore to it. You may have heard of a fellow named Finn McCool. Finn McCool was an Irish giant, and there was a Scottish giant that was coming across the causeway, and he wanted to fight Finn McCool. Well, Finn McCool's mom made this cradle, and he put Finn McCool in the cradle, and she said, well, as soon as he grows up, then you can fight him. Well, of course, the Scottish giant's expecting him to grow way up. And anyway, it's Irish lore. Some of it's a little strange, but this is to let you know where we went. We traveled through a place called Kinvara. That's the name of the song, is Gypsy Wagons in Kinvara. my daughter found this in the Airbnb she found. It was with these. There was about 4 or 5 brightly colored gypsy wagons in this little camp, and so we stayed there for the first night and drove down through Doolin, which is on the coast. That's in the song somewhere. From there down through Boyle and Galway, and then over to Dublin, and from that back to London. And I want to go back and see the further south part of the. There's also some. It's a wonderful place, and we really enjoyed it. And it goes like this. Gypsy wagons in Kinvara, kiddies camp by candlelight. Come what may, today, tomorrow, we'll always have that rainy night. We shared a charming lot of Ireland, magic hidden everywhere. But gypsy wagons in Kinvara, my heart still lingers there. A giant footprints on the causeway, ancient castles, ruined abodes, the table knit of a Doolin jersey, the twisting turning Boyle Road, in Stevens Green, in Kelly Green, in 40 shades of green, green, green. 'Tis a charming lot in Ireland, magic's hidden everything. I'm by the hearth in a pub in Galway, that smell of creosote and rye. Warm, wet tears surprised my cold face to the Turaluralai. Pipes and fiddle droned on sadly, a melody old Erin birthed, as when mother held me, had me, the luckiest man on this earth. Gypsy wagons in Kinvara, kiddies camp by candlelight. Come what may, today, tomorrow, we'll always have that rainy night. We shared a charming lot of Ireland, magic hidden everywhere. But gypsy wagons in Kinvara, well, my heart still lingers there. But gypsy wagons in Kinvara, my heart still lingers there. Gypsy wagons in Kinvara, my heart still lingers there. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. As you've gathered, I've got some Irish roots, and my family. This is we just lost in my family last month, 2 months ago now. My youngest brother, we just lost him to the blastoma. That's the the brain cancer, and it's the one that will kill you, and it killed him. He fought the good fight. But it took him. You can't beat this one. This is a tough one. Anyway, he was the one that's responsible for this family tradition. He started with for my family, where we've been doing it for about 16 years. I guess it was 16 years this past St. Patrick's Day. There was a parade in Charlotte for 16 years, and it got shut down by COVID, like a lot of things did. But we were glad to. This was the first year back, and our float, I'm happy to say, won best float in the parades. That's good. But we all did it in honor of my brother Mark. And spare a good thought for my brother Mark, if you would, please. And so he came to me one time. He said, I want you to write a song for the parade. We'll put it on the float. Use that for part of the thing, right? And so I did. I wrote several of them, matter of fact. This is one of them. Let me start with this one. This is when I was knee high, when I was going uphill both ways. My nickname was Leprechaun. I know that's hard to believe, right? That was my nickname as a kid, and this is the Leprechaun song. By the tapping of his hammer, I knew he was right there, so I reached round the corner, caught him unaware, and he jumped and he bumped, but he couldn't get away. So the leprechaun sang me his song. 3 wishes I grant you for setting me free. 3 wishes I grant you, ask it shall be. 3 wishes I grant you, a wish great or small, but wish for 4 wishes and forfeit them all. And forfeit them all. Well, I wished for gold, he gave me a pot full. I wished for health, he made me feel youthful. I wished for an island, mine all my own, and the leprechaun sang me his song. 3 wishes I grant you for setting me free. 3 wishes I grant you, ask it shall be. 3 wishes I grant you, wish great or small, but wish for 4 wishes and forfeit them all. And forfeit them all. Well, I soon missed my family, and I missed my old friends, and I wished I could be with them all once again. But that was 4 wishes, 1 too many, so the leprechaun sang me his song. 3 wishes I grant you for setting me free. 3 wishes I grant you, ask it shall be. 3 wishes I grant you, a wish great or small, but wish for 4 wishes and forfeit them all. And forfeit them all. Yes, that was 4 wishes, 1 too many, but I'm still better off than before I had any, 'cause now I believe love never grows old. And now I believe love's worth more than gold. And now I believe that there's no place like home. And I believe I'll be singing the leprechaun song. 3 wishes I grant you for setting me free. 3 wishes I grant you, ask it shall be. 3 wishes I grant you, a wish great or small, but wish for 4 wishes and forfeit them all. And forfeit them all. And forfeit them all. This is probably the most popular one. We are marching up and down town. We are wearing of the green. We are trying our trade on triad, shamrocking for the queen. We are minstrels, we're marching in the sun, marking time in rhyme. Marching minstrels, and we have just begun. Shamrocking, shamrocking. It's okay, we're with the band. Shamrocking, shamrocking, shamrocking. It's okay, we're with the federal plan. Shamrocking. We are marching, sisters and brothers. We are marching for our rows of trolley. Yeah, we are playing the Our Father for our father and our brother's memory. We are minstrels, we're marching in the sun, marking time in rhyme. Marching minstrels, and we have just begun. Shamrocking, shamrocking. It's okay, we're with the band. Shamrocking, shamrocking, shamrocking. It's okay, we're with the federal plan. Shamrocking. We are making our way over to the far side of the state. Shamrocking, our four-leaf clover. We have brought our lucky diddly bows to play. We are minstrels, we're marching in the sun, marking time in rhyme. Marching minstrels, and we have just begun. Shamrocking, shamrocking. It's okay, we're with the band. Shamrocking, shamrocking, shamrocking. It's okay, we're with the federal plan. Shamrocking. Let me hear you. Shamrocking, shamrocking. Okay, we're with the band. I didn't hear that one. Sing out loud. Shamrocking, shamrocking. Okay, we're with the band. Last chance, here we go. Shamrocking, shamrocking. It's okay, we're with the band. Shamrocking. Thank you. Thank you, people. Thank you very much. Let me do one for you. My brother, my older brother, older brother, much older brother, a year and a half. Anyway, he bought a boat. He lives down in St. Mary's, you know, right on the Florida line, Georgia-Florida line, St. Mary's, Georgia. He's got a trawler, they call it a trawler, I guess about 75, 80 feet, you know, captain's cabin, cabin up front, you know, galley, nice boat, very nice stuff. And he decided to name it after my mom. My mom is Mary Virginia. She lived to be 103 years old. She had 9 children, 28 grandchildren, 27 great-grands and counting. They're still coming. I think there's 3 great-great-grands at this point. It's hard to keep up. Look what y'all started. Anyway. There's, anyway, he bought this boat and called it the Mary Virginia. And so I wrote this. I wrote this for him. Oh, yeah, Mom loved me best. That was Mom's superpower. She made everybody think she loved you best. Mary Virginia will always be true. See your trouble come again, yeah, she'll stand by you. Mary Virginia will never sink. Tough enough to defend you, tougher than you think. Tough enough to defend you. Any sailor really worth his salt knows when you're ferrying a precious cargo, you need more than just a hole in the ocean. You need a seaworthy craft you can count on, 'cause the storm's gonna rise and the rain fall, and the waves gonna crash and the sea squall. You could weather any weather by heck, standing on the Mary V deck. Mary Virginia will always be true. See your trouble come again, yeah, she'll stand by you. Mary Virginia will never sink. Tough enough to defend you, tougher than you think. Tough enough to defend you. She was born for the bounding main, in a strange blue mist in Singapore. Navigator of 9 hurricanes, the sirens are beckoning overboard. Got a heart plus 100 years, conquered oceans of tears and fears with easy elegance over the waves. China Sea to the Chesapeake Bay. Mary Virginia will always be true. See your trouble come again, yeah, she'll stand by you. Mary Virginia will never sing. Tough enough to defend you, tougher than you think. Tough enough to defend you, tougher than you think. Tough enough to defend you. Mary Virginia. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
Just ran out of songs.
What's that? Time for 2 more songs. Is that about right, Steph? 4 minutes? I can't do 2 songs in 4 minutes. This is one. This is another one I wrote for the parade. This is my brother's Mark's idea to do this, and said I want you to write one for the parade. I want you to do "May all of your troubles be as light as bubbles." So I think I can write to that one. It's already ready to go. Yeah. So this came out. Well, it's a great day for a parade. We're blowing our troubles away. May all of your troubles be as light as bubbles. May all of your bubbles be blowing away. Leave all of your sorrow till sometime tomorrow, or someday that follows far, far away. May all of your sadness go away with the madness, and leave only gladness to brighten your heart. Leave all of your grieving till some distant evening. Tonight we believe in a whole world apart. And may all of your troubles be as light as bubbles. May all of your bubbles be blowing away. Leave all of your sorrow till sometime tomorrow, or someday that follows far, far away. away, 'cause it's a great day for a parade. Now we're blowing our troubles away. Well, may the good saints protect you, bad luck neglect you, bright stars direct you down a happiness road. When it's cold as December, your fire is just embers. May old friends remember the favors you owed, and may all of your troubles be as light as bubbles. May all of your bubbles be blowing away. Leave all of your sorrow till sometime tomorrow, or someday that follows far, far away. 'Cause it's a great day for a parade. We're blowing our troubles away. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to do one more. I have, what? What'd you call me? I'm going to do one more. Is that all right, Steph? Yeah. All right. This is a song. This song for all occasions. This is a Bob Dylan song, who's a great influence on me. So this goes another one under the influences, inspiration and influence, right? And this Bob Dylan wrote this song. This might surprise some of you. Bob Dylan wrote this song. It's another one of those May You songs. May the road rise to meet you. You know that one? May the wind be always at your back. And may the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. That's Irish. As Irish as it gets right there. This is Bob. Bob wrote a May You song too. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. May you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright and be strong. And may you stay forever young. Forever young. Forever young. May you stay forever young. Well, may your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a firm foundation when the winds of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful, and may your song always be sung, and may you stay forever young. Forever young. Forever young. May you stay forever young. Forever young. Forever May you stay forever young.